When Matt Law gives us his opinion pieces, I don't really pay too much attention to it. But when he's talking about transfer news, you got to pay some respect to that.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go through some transfer news. There's some latest information from Matt Law in regards to contract extensions as well and transfer news, which is going to be quite interesting to go through. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first bit of information. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't follow PYS on Twitter, you better get on it because he gets the latest news from many different sources and puts it in one location. Three of the best, in my opinion, is PYS, Simon Phillips, and Absolute Chelsea. This is the first one coming up from Matt Law. He does a podcast with London is Blue podcast. So this is what it says. Chelsea are monitoring many players. Raphinha is in the discussion. Dembele, they are still interested in. If push comes to shove, I think Chelsea will say Raphinha isn't quite their level yet, but he could be picked up for 15 to 20 million if Leeds go down. Now, first of all, see, you got to take the good with the bad. You have to understand when Matt Law says that Chelsea is interested with Raphinha and Dembele, that's probably right. But when he's saying that if push comes to shove, I think Chelsea will say Raphinha isn't quite their level. I mean, Raphinha is not quite our level. Raphinha, in my opinion, is probably better than a lot of our attacking players. Raphinha, the way he's been playing for Leeds last season, this season, and underperforming Leeds as well, is a starter for Brazil. I mean, you don't just start for Brazil if you're not up to the level. I definitely think he's Chelsea level, and I think he's only going to get better and better under Thomas Tuchel. I get the feeling Thomas Tuchel likes this guy as well. I know it's a clip we always talk about post the Leeds game, the last time we played, how Thomas Tuchel, was very, very close and personal talking to Raphinha. I get the feeling Thomas Tuchel likes this player. His direct dribbling is fantastic, and has the ability to score, find assists, is a very, very good winger. Very, very good winger. And I feel like he can only go the level up if he ever joins Chelsea and gets coached under Thomas Tuchel. Having said that as well, I feel like we may even get Dembele. I think both Dembele and Raphinha could be it. Even more so if Leeds get relegated, and that is a massive possibility. 15 to 20 million as being touted here is an absolute dream for a player like Raphinha. So I think Dembele is definitely on a free transfer. I think Chelsea are in pole position at the moment. I think Dembele wants to come as well. As I've always mentioned, previously worked under Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel's always got high praise for Dembele. Obviously, injury is the biggest concern. We know the talent he has. Needs to bang in goals. He hasn't done that for Barcelona, but then again, injuries have affected that. But I feel both of these scenarios are very, very possible. Both Dembele on a free, and if Leeds get relegated, and even if they don't, I think it's still a big chance. You could see in our team, a couple of our attacking players most likely will be let go. I think Timo Werner is a top contender to leave Chelsea. And then it's basically a toss-up between Christian Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi. There's been rumours around Ziyech. Yes, in recent times, those rumours have stopped. Ziyech himself has said he's in the best spell of Chelsea since he's joined. But those rumours about Ziyech leaving, it wasn't that long ago. Literally 2-3 months ago, you'll find those rumours there. But Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think they're in the mix as well. And if Pulisic can continue the way he played against Lille, it puts immense pressure on a player like Callum Hudson-Odoi. But we'll see what happens. Let me know how you feel about both Dembele and Raphinha. Are they the ones that you'd like to see? Do you only want to see one? If one, who? Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the next one. Next up, it's Chelsea are now refusing to negotiate with Andreas Christensen's agent. All lines of communications are blocked. If Christensen wants to accept the current offer, that's the only way he stays, ladies and gentlemen. This is only going one way for me now. I think Christensen is going to leave Chelsea. Chelsea are now fed up. They've put in, I think, about 2 or 3 different contracts for Christensen, believing that's what he wanted. And all the time it seemed like he was looking like he was going to accept. Only then, in the last minute, he's walked away from it. So now it's got to a point where Chelsea's like, you know what, we're fed up. We don't want to do any more negotiations. We've given you the last offer, and if you want to accept it, you accept it, or else that's it. You leave on a free. Here's my thought on it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I mean, you know, I've been quite staunch about this particular situation that, look, I'm also fed up. I would have liked him to stay, but since he's doing these sort of things, and each to their own, at the end of the day, he wants to get the best deal for him. He feels that he's in his prime or nearing his prime. He wants to start earning the most money, and I get it. You know, footballer's career is not a huge or a long career. It's a short career. 15 years if you're a successful player. Someone like Thiago Silva doesn't come around on a daily basis. So I can understand, do you know what I mean? Like that he wants to get the best offer for himself, which is fine. But I have to say, in recent times, I wish he stuck around. Like, he's been playing some immense football in recent times, Christensen. And to be honest, if you look at the overall package under Thomas Tuchel, he's been fantastic. But in recent times, the trio of Rudiger, Silva, and Christensen in the back three, they look immaculate. They really do. And I just wonder, would it not be the best idea for Christensen to stay? I mean, I'm thinking from his perspective now. How much more are you going to be earning? Look, I don't know how much Chelsea is offered. I think the last I heard, they've doubled his salary. So I think he's on like about 70,000. So double is about 140,000 a week, something around that mark. How much would Barcelona pay? I know it would be a free transfer, and I think Barcelona is the biggest destination. We'll look into the next piece of information, which says Barca is in pole position at the moment. I know there's talks about Bayern Munich as well. And perhaps Barca could pay, I don't know, another 20,000, another 30,000 more per week, maybe 40,000, who knows. But who's best to win trophies in the next couple of years? And I'm not disrespecting Barca. I think Barca, what they're doing with Xavi, there's something special brewing there. I watched what they did against Napoli, and I'm going to watch a lot more because I'm very intrigued at how Xavi coaches his team, because I feel like Xavi is going to be a special manager down the track. But I don't think Barcelona is ready yet under Xavi to be challenging for the big honors, whether it be La Liga, whether it be in the Champions League. In a couple of years' time, maybe, perhaps, and maybe that's what Christensen's setting himself up to be in those glory period. But I feel like Christensen can win more silverware if he stayed at Chelsea. Chelsea, we're not far away to win the Premier League. Yeah, maybe it's not this season, but Roman, you best believe that will be his biggest target next up, to disrupt the Man City and Liverpool run. Whether it's next season, and I think it should be next season, I feel like Christensen should stick around. If you want to win silverware in the next couple of seasons, Chelsea Football Club is the place. And I don't know if Barcelona really is. This is the next one around Christensen. Chelsea expect Andreas Christensen to move to Barcelona in the summer. Nobody expects a contract extension. A move to Bayern Munich is still possible, but his teammates assume he will move to Barcelona. This is from via Plettigol, Florentina Plettenberg, reporter, Sky Sports News, FC Bayern and Transfer Market. Look, I can see why he may be excited about Barcelona. They are building something. They're Bayern Munich as well. I mean, look, if he goes to Bayern Munich, Bundesliga is an absolute shoo-in that he's going to get that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the next one from Matt Law again. Tuchel benching Jorginho. Isn't any slight on Jorginho? In actual fact, my reading of the situation is that Jorginho is probably going to start the final and that Tuchel needs him ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to know how you feel about this scenario. He hasn't played in recent times, and Thomas Tuchel said in the press conference in the last 12 hours or so that fatigue is a factor that why he's not been playing. For me, if we still go with the double pivot, if we go with a midfield three against Liverpool, then for sure, Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic. But if we go with a midfield two and Kovacic is fit, I still think it's Kante and Kovacic. I can't see how it's Kante and Jorginho or Kovacic and Jorginho. Kante and Kovacic, as I said in my last video, far more progressive, and I feel like at times Jorginho just slows things down a little bit and too much of the sideward stuff. I get that. He controls the midfield, and controlling, with possession is just as important. Best way to defend is holding the ball, not giving the ball away to the opposition and defending for your life. But I feel he is nearing the end of his Chelsea career. As great as he has been, I feel like we will look to evolve. We will look to add someone in midfield next season. And one of the casualties may be Jorginho. And if it's not, we should be thinking about a contract extension, because if that doesn't happen, he's probably going to go on a free, because next season will be his last season. And the way we're talking about Christensen now is how we're going to be talking about Jorginho. So let me know how you feel about this. I mean, do you think Jorginho is most likely going to start this? Or if you have the option of having both Kante and Kovacic fit, do you opt for them against Liverpool? And then what does that mean for someone like Jorginho who hasn't barely started in recent times? Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Tuchel benching. Yeah, we've gone through that. I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. I'd be surprised if Lukaku starts, but that doesn't mean he won't have a big impact off the bench. Mason Mount is fully fit for the game, I'm told. Look, I'd be surprised if Lukaku starts. So you can see Matt Law, he knows some inside information that quite possibly Lukaku is not going to start. And I myself would be very, very surprised as well. But off the bench, I think, as Matt Law is saying, he could have a massive impact. And this is where Lukaku is. He has to impress off the bench, show that he, has woken up, I suppose. I believe it was against Aston Villa the last time when he came off the bench, when he was tested positive and he had that injury as well. And he looked very, very, explosive. So this is what he has to do now, ladies and gentlemen. Come off the bench and see what damage he makes. Mason Mount is fully fit for the game. Look, for me, if Ziyech is still fit, I'd still go with Havertz, Ziyech, and Pulisic and continue that the way we did against Lille. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are with this latest information from Matt Law, talking about not just transfers, contract extensions, players who are fit, and what could possibly happen on Sunday. If you've enjoyed this, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content, and make sure you comment, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see what you guys feel about all of this situation. Until next time, everyone, take care.